3. I want to start assembling them now the way they should be. So I will apply my adhesive on F1 first because I'm working on F1 first. Okay, so F1 pattern is closed and is ready. F2 pattern is ready as well, but we want to find out if it matches up. This is bust point, this is chest line, so it does not match. So since it does not match, we either add or we cut off. So I will check if it's better to add or to cut off. So looking at what I have here, I don't want to add. Okay, I will be cutting off. So you have to really play with your patterns, okay, to know when to add and when to cut off. So I'll just blend it in. Okay, so it means I'm going to trim off this part instead of adding. So I have the exact shape. So I'll just cut off this one. And F1, F2 is ready. This is how you are going to sew it in. Can you see that? So your padding, we will not be talking of how to pad this dress. This is really a special kind of dress. You really need to be creative to pad your dress. But we have our Telegram classes where we have different styles with different kind of padding. You can join us to learn the principle behind the padding or creating wordings of different shapes for your dress. So I set this one aside. I'll come over to my yoke. So remember, because we cut out the darts, assuming you are making, there's no yoke at that part, definitely you also cut off this dart. So this is, I've cut the first line of the dart. You have to be careful to be sure of your line of your dart. So I'm going to cut the second line. This is where I have the second line of my dart. So instead of cutting, I wish to apply my adhesive at that point to close up that dart. So I will position it till it matches up. Can you see? At that point, so it has matched up. I'm going to do what? Reshape, so it blends up. Can you see? So I have reshaped, so that part blends up. So I'm going to cut out the part I reshaped. Okay, so this one is ready. As you can see, I'll set it aside as well. Then I'll come over to my F3. So I bring F3 and F4. First, I'll close up my bust dart. So here, my bust dart is closed. This is it. I close up my bust dart accordingly. Then I bring in my pattern F. Okay, bust point. Make sure you have your bust point indicated. So I'm matching bust points, and I'm matching chest. So here I will be adding, okay, because if I cut off, you can also cut off. If you want to add, you can also add. It depends on what you want to achieve. So let me do the adding parts, at least for a difference, okay, for those who are new to this channel. So you can add to that part to make it up, or cut off to make it up. So you have to look at it very well. So I come up with this and come with this. So the chest lines and the bust point line has to match, especially the chest line, which is closer to the point. So I'll be adding, that is why I added my pepper. So I'll position my pattern ruler, or like we freehand it. So you have to play with it, freehand it into the armhole. So you can see the shortage we have, just a little shortage, but that also counts. So I'm going to cut right now. And then I'll cut right here and take off this part. In fact, I'll take off this part and our pattern is ready. So I'm going to assemble this for you to see how you are going to add your seam allowances and sew. So the way they are numbered, that is how you are going to sew them, join them together. So if you are joining these pieces together, I will advise you create your bustier for this. Like I said, if you don't know how to create different kinds of bustier, we have our Telegram classes, so many of them with different bustier designs. Okay, you can join us and learn how to create bustiers like this. So this is it, the first pattern. So once you join F3 and F4, so the F3 will be joined and form the cup to this point. Can you see? Okay, then I'll come in with my, I'm coming in with my yoke. So at this point of the yoke, note that this is the chest line. You have to also indicate them and make notches. If not, this pattern can actually confuse you if you are not careful. So when you are sewing, you have to make sure these things are lines like this. So can you see that? So it aligns like this. So you can see what is remaining here. After you have sewn this cup, this one comes in here. Okay, so the remaining goes into this other pattern, which is F2. Of course, when you start to sew, you see how the whole thing goes. Okay, so this is F2. Can you see? So once this one stops here, okay, this one will go in. It's going to go into, this will go into this space while this comes in. Okay, so when you are sewing it, you are going to see how it, this is pepper. You might not really understand it, but you just go ahead and add your necessary seam allowances and sew accordingly. All right, people, so that is how we come to the end of this tutorial. I believe you learned a lot. All these are my patterns, as you can see, so many patterns, okay, which you need to be very careful when sewing. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comments on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming and for joining us on this channel once again, and see you in the next one.